हैं ज्ञान भी, बता सकते हैं बातें भी, सुना सकते हैं ज्ञान भी, बता सकते हैं बातें भी। मिला है रस जो इस दिल को पिलाया वो नहीं जाता, तेरा वो प्यार है बाबा जो समझाया नहीं जाता। कोई पूछे अगर मुझसे बाबा का प्यार कैसा है, कोई पूछे अगर मुझसे बाबा का प्यार कैसा है, कहूँगी करके देख लो, दिखाया वो नहीं जाता, तेरा वो प्यार है बाबा जो समझाया नहीं जाता। मैंने देखे हजारों हैं जो करते प्यार ईश्वर से, मैंने देखे हजारों हैं जो करते प्यार ईश्वर से, बसे तो जिसकी आँखों में बसाया और नहीं जाता, तेरा वो प्यार है बाबा जो समझाया नहीं जाता।
Om Shanti. Let's begin with Shiv Baba's remembrance. As I sit still and quiet, I experience that everything that I see with these two eyes is ever changing and perishable. Each and everything that the two eyes can see is changeable and perishable. Just see with the eye of awareness the body, the bodily beings, the things made of matter, everything that I associate my physical identity with is constantly changing. And slowly perishing. This is a world where change is the only constant. And now, with the eye of knowledge, I see myself. I am eternal. I am a soul. My sense is peace. I never lose myself. However much I forget my essence, my essence is never lost. I am always a soul. and my core is always made of peace. In this beautiful time, Shiv Baba has given me the eye of knowledge, the third eye, this is the beautiful time when I can see myself, feel myself, I am a shining star of light. Very beautiful, very radiant star of light. Distinct from the world of matter. I am a being of pure light. And I am peace. Peace is my essence. My quality. Peace is in my core, my heart. I am peaceful. Right in the center of this world of sounds and sights. I am shining in my unique glory. I am shining in light. I am shining in peace. Just allow yourself to dwell on who you really are. And experience what it feels like to be you. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. We understood that Shiv Baba comes from the soul world, enters the body of Brahma, and creates a new world through new knowledge. And the knowledge that he speaks through Brahma Baba's mouth, it changes our consciousness and our actions and the world, which is a product of our collective consciousness and collective actions. And then I also told you that Brahma Baba not only becomes the instrument whose mouth Shiv Baba uses to speak knowledge, but Brahma Baba also becomes the one who puts that knowledge that Shiv Baba gives into practice and sets a practical example of how to change our actions, change our sanskars, and change the sansar. So this is about Brahma Baba. Yesterday I sent you the video also, so hope you have watched it and you will know about the life history of Brahma Baba through that. And now we will understand that Shiv Baba sustains through Vishnu. Now, Shiv Baba only comes at this time, and by this time I mean the end of Kali Yuga and the beginning of the new world, what we call Satyug. So Shiv Baba comes now. Shiv Baba doesn't come in the new world or Satyug and help Vishnu sustain it. Okay? So, what do I mean when I say that Shiv Baba sustains the world, new world through Vishnu? For that, let us first understand what is this Vishnu image. So, this image of Vishnu is a symbolic combined form image, and in this image there are two beings, Lakshmi and Narayan, Shri Lakshmi, Shri Narayan, and Shri Narayan is in the front and Shri Lakshmi is in the back, and this is Shri Lakshmi and Narayan standing together, two hands of Shri Narayan and two hands of Shri Lakshmi. Why is this symbol used? To denote the system of family in Satyug. So in Satyug, it is Pravritti Marg. Now there are two paths. One is Pravritti and another is Nivritti. Now what is Pravritti Marg? Pravritti Marg means when you live in a household, and Nivritti Marg is what sannyasis follow. Sannyasis, they leave the household. Okay? So Shiv Baba tells us that in Satyug there is health, wealth, happiness, purity, prosperity, everything. But it's a family system. We live in a family. And that is denoted by Lakshmi and Narayan, this combined form. And it is the form of a perfect couple. So, they are perfectly in sync with each other. They are not competing with each other. They are complementing each other. Now let us think about this thing that, these days, everybody says that, we have, what do you say, we have a better half or other half. Yes, and usually you say you are a half and you have a better half, and that better half is somewhere, and then you search for them and become full. Right? But you don't become full, you become a fool when you get that better half. And so it was supposed to be half plus half 1, but it ends up being half into half, 1/4. Yes, so what happens is when two imperfect souls they come together, then instead of completing each other, they start, doing the opposite. Because when I am imperfect, I see the imperfections of the other and I try to correct them, but in correcting them, I pay more attention to their imperfections and I magnify that. I increase that. And same goes for the other person. And this is why, in this world, it is said we don't know whether marriage is a better idea or staying single is a better idea. In Delhi, we say, शादी का लड्डू जो खाए सो पछताए, जो ना खाए सो पछताए, which means, the one who gets married regrets it and the one who doesn't get married also regrets it. Because when you don't get married, you think maybe if I got married, I would have a better half and we would complete each other. And when you get married, you discover it's not so. So this is how it is going. So Shri Baba tells us that in Satyug it's not like that. In Satyug, because each individual is complete, because the soul is in its perfect state, the soul is in its full state. That is why one full and another full, 1 plus 1 become 11. That is the equation in Satyug. And that's why there is this beautiful image of the male and female synergy, and that is symbolized by this image of Vishnu. And Vishnu is not one person, it is a symbolic image of Shri Lakshmi and Shri Narayan together. And this symbolizes that in Satyug we are not sannyasis. We live in a world of purity, peace, happiness, but we live in the system of a family. And that's why there are 4 hands. So any human being, the human body is designed for 2 hands. So, if there were more than 2 hands, it wouldn't look proper. Yes, it wouldn't be proper, it would be inconvenient, it would not look proper. So it is, the human body is designed for 2 hands, and deities are also humans but with divine qualities. So in Satyug also we have the same structure, but our qualities are different. There is divinity, there is purity, there is love in us, and that is why 2 hands of Vishnu and 2 hands of Shri Lakshmi and 2 hands of Shri Narayan are shown in this image. Now let me also, since I talked about divinity and the qualities that distinguish us in our deity state, let us also think about, in this world we have been shown the images of deities and we have been shown the images of devils, right? And what is the difference between those 2 images? So devils are dark in complexion, deities are fair in complexion. Devils have horns and then they have big mustache and beard and whatever, or not beard but mustache, and they are ugly to look at. And then deities are good looking and they have a crown on their head. But if you look at the activities, they pretty much do the same things, right? So the deities are also planning, plotting and waging wars and acquiring other people's kingdoms. And the devils are also doing that, entering anywhere and trying to sabotage the kingdom. So in this world, we are given very misleading ideas. So that is why we have this race consciousness and this color consciousness, and we distinguish between the skin color and stuff, because we have been told that the difference between a deity and a devil is in how they look or how they appear. But actually that is not the difference. When it is Satyug, when it is the new world, now we are sitting in the old world. And in the old world also we are human beings, in the new world also we are human beings. And we have this 2 hands, 2 feet, 1 mouth, 2 eyes. This is the structure. And of course, there's a little more radiance, aura is there in the deity world. But then the main difference is not how we look. The main difference is the qualities. The qualities make you divine. So where there is purity, where there is peace, where there is happiness, where there is genuine good wishes, good feelings, and an attitude of love and benevolence for everybody, that's a deity kingdom. And here it's the opposite. So if you think about it, in this world there is a law. The law says what belongs to you belongs to me, and what belongs to me also belongs to me. Yes, and then somewhere, some years back, the law was what belongs to you belongs to you, and what belongs to me belongs to me. But then in the deity kingdom, it is what belongs to me belongs to you, and what belongs to you also belongs to you. So we never eye anybody's possessions. We are able to share and care. We are pure, and the elements are pure, and there is generally an environment of complete harmony. That is the deity world, and in that deity world, it is symbolized by this combined figure of the Vishnu, where you show a combination of Sri Lakshmi, Sri Narayan through this image. And how does Shiv Baba create this world? So Shiv Baba gives us these four ornaments or alankars. So these alankars or these ornaments are symbolic. So this, what we call the Swadarshan Chakra, then the conch, then the lotus flower, and this mace or gada. These are symbolic of some things that Shiv Baba teaches us now through Brahma Baba's mouth. And when we imbibe the essence of what these four ornaments symbolize, then we prepare ourselves with those sanskars which the soul will take with itself into the deity world. Okay, so here Shiv Baba gives us these four things to imbibe. Now, what do we mean by these four ornaments, or what do they symbolize? So first is this Swadarshan Chakra. Swadarshan Chakra in English is translated as the discus of self-realization. So this is the self-realization that you need to have all the time. So this symbolizes purity of mind. Yes. So in the mind, what do you keep churning? So you see, there are two words in Hindi. There is Swadarshan and there is Pardarshan. Swadarshan means you keep seeing yourself. You keep holding your gunas, your virtues, your powers in your awareness. And pardarshan means you keep thinking about others. What are their shortcomings? What are they doing? What wrong are they doing? What problem are they creating? Or you keep looking at the external situations. Now, when you do swadarshan, when you look at, so let's say there is a situation, and in that situation, there is this situation where somebody is talking rudely to you, or somebody is not doing their work properly, whatever they have been assigned. Now, if you keep thinking about what they are doing and what they are not doing, what they are saying and how wrong that is, then you will rob yourself of your happiness and peace. And they will still do the same thing, right? Yesterday there was one brother and he lives in a hostel and he has a roommate. And he told me that my roommate doesn't clean the room. And he keeps littering the room, but he never cleans it. And I am a person who likes things to be clean. So I am the one always cleaning the room. And I feel very burdened. So I asked him, if you stayed alone, would that be a burden? If you were the only one in that room, would that be a burden? Cleaning your own room? So he said no. So I said, you are only cleaning one room, right? You're staying in one room, you're cleaning one room, right? The problem is not that the other person is not cleaning it. The problem is you are thinking that he is not cleaning it, I am cleaning it. He is not cleaning it, I am cleaning it. And because you're thinking this, that's why this thought is creating a burden in you. This thought is making you feel, weighed down and feel tired and feel like a victim. But if you thought, I am living in this room, I am cleaning it because I like cleanliness. Why are you cleaning it? You are not cleaning his room, you are cleaning your room. Why are you cleaning it? Not because he told you. You are cleaning it because you like cleanliness. Right? So it becomes very simple. So Shiv Baba tells us, when you start thinking about what the other person is doing or not doing, it becomes a problem. But when you start thinking about what is my work, what matters to me, and why am I doing it, because this thing matters to me, then all your problems are solved. Yes. So this is Swadarshan. Keep thinking about who am I, what are my qualities, what are my virtues, what are my powers, who am I am a soul. And my virtue is peace, purity, love, happiness, bliss. So how should I behave? I should behave accordingly. And then life becomes very simple. But when you start churning other people's behavior in your head, that becomes a problem. So would you allow anybody to live in your house rent free? No. Don't allow anybody to live in your head also rent free. So never think about anybody. Nobody is the problem until you think about them. So Swadarshan, just seeing yourself, thinking about yourself, that is what cleans your mind. That is for purity of mind. Okay, so this is the first alankar that Shiv Baba gives us. Now why does Shiv Baba give us this? So that we imbibe it. So all through the day, keep checking. All the 4 are in place. Yes, all your 4 ornaments are in place. Keep checking your ornaments. And then, you will become like a deity. If you keep adorning yourself all day, paying attention to your adornment, then you will become a deity. So first is this Swadarshan Chakra, discuss of self-realization. Second is this conch shell. Now, what does the conch shell signify? Purity of speech. Purity of speech. And your language, your speech should always be pure. Yes. So there is a law in that Baba has given us. Kam bolo, speak less. Dheere bolo, speak slowly. And meetha bolo, speak sweetly. Speak less, speak slowly, speak sweetly, and think before you speak. Okay? So just speak less, speak slowly, speak sweetly, and think before you speak. This is what will make you a deity. Yes. So do you understand that in language, you see, somebody's speaking is called shouting. Somebody's speaking is called speaking. Somebody's speaking is called, giving blessings. People say when they speak, I feel blessed. So your words will change, and the vibrations that your words carry and the power that your words carry will change. When you talk about a deity is someone who speaks a word and that word feels like a blessing. And how do you become that one? So what fills your words with power? So these 4 things, when you pay attention: speak less, speak slowly, speak sweetly, and think before you speak. Yes, if you really thought before you speak, then you wouldn't speak most of what you speak. Is that not true? Yes, because most of the time when we speak, after that we think, why did I say it? It was useless. Even if it was not negative, it was useless because the other person was not ready for that. Yes, so always think about whether your words, whether the timing in which you're speaking that and the way in which you're speaking it is going to have the result that you want from it. Yes, and I will tell you, there was a mother and a son. They came to the center, and the mother said, I have to shout 100 times before my son gets up in the morning. And then I asked the son, why do you make her shout 100 times? So he said, I don't. She shouts. I get up at 7 every day. She starts shouting from 6:30. So 6:30 she is shouting less, and then it increases, and then the volume is at peak at 7. And I know that volume. And when she shouts at that volume, I know it's 7 o'clock, I have to get up. So he said that I am not doing anything wrong. My time is, I go to school at 8. So I get up at 7. I get ready on time every day. I'm never late for the bus. You ask her. I'm never late for the bus. So I asked her, is he on time? She said, yes. So I said, why do you keep shouting then from 6:30 to 7? She said, because he doesn't get up. So I said, he gets up at 7 every day. She said, yes. So just think about how much we are talking which is unnecessary. Yes, most of our words are unnecessary. And then, sometimes you keep saying something to somebody repeatedly and they are not doing it. They are in no mood to do it, but you're just wasting your energy doing it. Yes, for 20 years you are telling somebody, come home early, come home early, don't be late. But that person is always late, but still you're wasting your energy. So if it is not having any impact, why are you saying it? So you see that this law you have to follow. And then what happens, when you speak less, slowly, softly, and speak essensefully, think before you speak, use the right words, use the right language, create the right vibration. You see, most of our communication is non-verbal. So what you speak matters only 10%. How you speak matters 90%. So if you paid attention to your speech, your words will be very powerful and they can be life-changing. And sometimes people say that I keep telling this person, maybe the spouse, the parents, the children, I keep repeatedly telling them do this, do this, do this, and they're not doing it. So then I ask them, why do you think when you say something they would do it? Why do you think your words carry that amount of power? Yes, if you have not trained your speech, if you have not paid attention to your speech will not have the power to change somebody's actions. So have that, inculcate that power in speech. And then fifth thing about speech is always speak the truth. When you speak lies, when you waste your speech, when you speak in a vibration that's negative, all those things, they reduce your power of speech. And do you know that we have 3 primary powers: thought, word and act. Yes, power of thought, we are never taught how to use it. It is only Baba who teaches us. And then Baba teaches us how to have power of words. Because words is a very big energy. But then because we are wasting our energy of speech, we are speaking negative, we are speaking that which is not true, we are not thinking before speaking, our minds are full of negativity, and that reflects in our speech. That's why our words don't have power. Otherwise, words could change lives. Yes, so Shiv Baba tells us, just pay attention to your speech. Do not speak without thinking. Do not speak unnecessarily. Do not speak fast. Do not speak, more than necessary. And always speak sweetly. There was one brother, he asked me a question. Should you speak the truth or should you speak that which somebody likes to hear? Because mostly they are 2 different things. If you speak the truth, people don't like it. Yes, let's say somebody is doing something which they shouldn't do, and you tell them you shouldn't do this outright. You tell them, they don't like it, but that is true. So then he was asking me that mostly people say that which is not true because that is what people like to listen to, and they don't say the truth because truth is bitter. So then I told him, you speak the truth, but speak it in a manner that they like it. Speak sweetly. Even the most bitter of medicines, when they are mixed with sugar syrup, you drink it. So you have to speak the truth always, but sugarcoat it a little. Don't speak it like you're trying to hit somebody's ego. Say the truth, but just be a little mindful of how you do it. And this is purity of speech. Then there is third, the lotus flower. And the lotus flower symbolizes purity of action. So you perform action in the field of action. In the Gita, they say Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra, people think that it is the field of war. But do you know, Kuru means karma. And Karam Kshetra is Kurukshetra. Your field of action is your field of war. You need all your knowledge in this field of action. We live in this world, and we perform actions constantly, and for that action we have to have this dharana or this virtue of being like a lotus. So you have to do everything, and when you do something, when you perform an act, there is a context in which you will perform an act, right? If you are not there, who will I speak the class to? Right? So I have to have a context. When I speak, somebody will be spoken to. When I cook, somebody will be eating it. When I earn, somebody will be spending it, right? So there is a context in which we do action. The context is physical, the reason is physical for which we do it. But Shiv Baba tells us, just like the lotus, it lives in muddy water, dirty water, but stays, above it. Means the water touches it but doesn't stain it. Similarly, you do action in this field of action. You live with people, you go to work, you are doing everything in the context of people, places and things. But you live in this world like nothing affects you. So you can't, the lotus has to live in muddy water, where else will it go? So you live in the world but like a lotus. Now how does that happen? That happens when you don't have vices. Lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. These are the vices that make our life not lotus-like. And that is why the lotus is a symbol of purity. And when you become free from vices, and when you start changing those vices into virtues, when you start changing your lust into, passionate action, not lust, when you start changing your anger into, the urge to do good, the urge to bring benefit to everybody, when you change your energy of love, of attachment into love, when you change your greed into the energy of contentment, and when you change your energy of ego into self-respect, that is how you will be able to live in this world but live like a lotus. And Rajyoga helps you do that. This path will slowly give you the power to do that. Now, I talked about changing ego into self-respect. Now, this is a very big chapter, ego and self-respect, but I'll give you a glimpse of it today. So you see, what is ego? The simple definition of ego is when you think you are what you have and what you do. That is ego. Yes? And then when you're doing everything to maintain what you have and what you do. Yes? Why are we doing everything? To maintain that which we have and with what we do. Let's say I have good reputation in the world. Then I do charity to maintain that reputation. That is an aspect of ego. Because you are doing something to maintain that which you are attached to in this external world. It could be things, it could be reputation, it could be people, it could be places, it could be acquisitions. Everything that you are attached to in this external world, and that every action that you do to keep that intact is an ego-based action. Because you don't want to let go of that, because when you lose that, you lose your identity. But you don't have to do anything to maintain what you have and what you do. You do everything because of who you are. You are a peaceful, loveful, blissful, powerful soul, and your actions should, live up to your dignity. They should reflect who you are. And that is a non-ego based action. It doesn't matter whether they give me reputation or don't give me reputation. I will do good action because that is who I am. That is self-respect. So all your actions honor yourself. You are doing everything to maintain self-honor, maintain so that your heart doesn't tell you you're a bad person. So that is self-respect. And then the other one is ego. It's not easy to understand. We will understand it many times in this journey, but in the beginning I have given you an essence. So when you do everything in this world with self-respect, love, with the energy of contentment, with passion, and with this attitude of benevolence, then you will do everything and stay not affected by the effect of your action. And that is living your life like a lotus. And this is Shiv Baba's direction. So have you seen that people who give their life to children, they are often sad at the end of their life. Yes, they have given everything to their children, done everything for them, never spent a penny on themselves. And why are they sad? Because they did it with attachment. Yes, so, but if you do it with this understanding that this is a soul and this soul is here, and because they are there in this context, I have to serve them. And this is settling of a past karmic account, not that they will give me something in return, but we are in a position where this soul demands something from me and I have to give it because that's the child, You cannot not feed a child, not send a child to school because that child is there. So this is a settlement of karmic account and I have no expectations from this relationship. So when you understand these spiritual truths and live by them, then you, at the end of your life, you are happy that you finished your karmic accounts. You're not sad that they didn't do anything in return for you. Right? So so on this journey you will learn many things and they will all help you live in life like a lotus. So purity of action is symbolized by the lotus. And then the fourth thing is the mace or the gada that we call in Hindi. And this mace is, this mace is face downwards. It is, it's not being held upright. It is like very humbly held. So Shiv Baba says the mace symbolizes the power to say no. But you have to say no with humility. Yes, in this life, if you want to be a spiritually powerful soul, you must know how to say no. There are many people who say, I don't know how to say no. If you don't know, learn it. You have to say no. But say no with humility. I will tell you one incident. There was this one Mata and she told me that my mother-in-law likes cooking sweets, She makes halwa one day, kheer one day and every kind of sweet she would make. And then she would insist that I eat it. And I'm borderline diabetic. I'm not diabetic, but I'm borderline diabetic. And then she says, but you don't have diabetes, no, eat it. So then she says that when she forces me, I eat it because I can't say no. So then what should I do? So I said, okay, get diabetes. So she said, no, Didi, I can't say no, and she insists. So I said, you see, you have to make a choice. When you understand something is not good for your body, something is not good for you, the soul, something is not good for your present situation of life, you have to learn to say no. And if you can't say that, you cannot make choices that are good for you, but you will reap you will have to reap the consequences of the bad choices you make. So you have to learn how to say no. And on the spiritual path, you will keep understanding more and more about what is good for you, what is bad for you. And when you start understanding, this is good for me, this is bad for me, and then you will have challenges where you have to stick to what's good for you, and then you have to learn how to say no. If you don't know how to say no, you cannot progress and become a deity. But then you have to say it with humility. Don't say no to hurt anybody. Just like, if somebody is like that example that I gave you, when the mother-in-law said that, you have it or you have it, then she said, no, please, Mama, as much as I would love to have it, and as much as I crave for your cooking, but, the doctor has strictly asked me to not have it. And that is how, with humility, with love, you deny what's not good for you. And you don't, but the purity of intention is very important. Sometimes because our intention is to hurt somebody, so we say no very bluntly. There you have to check your intention. Is it about your good, or is it about your purpose to hurt somebody? Yes, if you don't want to hurt somebody, you won't. And if you want to, you will make the mistake of hurting somebody. So check your intention also. Okay. So there's a question, I always speak the truth but not in a good manner. How to overcome that? Then you have to first think about how to speak it. If you don't know how to speak it nicely, don't speak it. Keep your mouth shut. That's a good idea. Nobody needs your truth. Yes, they will figure it out on their own. You don't create pap karma by speaking it badly. So, if you don't know how to do it nicely, don't do it. Just keep quiet. That's a good idea. If you don't know how to nicely say the truth, don't say it. And introspect, how can I say this nicely? And if you have the urge to say it, then never say it. Because when you are urged to say something, it's not the truth, it's your ego speaking. Yes, so when you have the urge to say something, kill that urge first and come to a place of peace and quiet. And then at the right time, right thoughts will emerge and you will be able to say it nicely. And if you are not able to do that, don't say it. That's a good idea. Okay. Om Shanti. When I keep my mouth shut, my mother is thinking she's not well. Let your mother think you're not well. It's okay. See, you know what? People around us, they know our habits. Yes, I will give you one example. So there was a brother in a center, and whenever he wanted somebody to do something urgently, he would tell them 20 times, do this before I return, this should be ready before I return, this should be ready before I return. So 20 times he would say it. And then, he listened to the class and then he thought, let me now, speak less. So one day he just said, do this, and he left. And then when he came back, that work was not done. And then he said, why didn't you do it? So the person said, you usually say 20 times when the work is urgent. So this time you only said once, so I thought the work is not urgent. Right? So your mother thinks you're not well because whenever you are unwell, that's the only time you stop talking. But if you created a habit now, yes, in the beginning she would think like that, but slowly she would get it that you're changing. And then even when you're quiet, she would know that you are better than you were before. So our habits are usually interpreted by people around us, And when we change habits, for some time there will be a confusion, but slowly they will get it that you are changing. Okay. As discussed yesterday, if the spendthrift husband starts using hard money of the wife for household expenses, what should the wife do? I talked about the power to say no. And I warned this in advance that, this is how it works. See, nobody is doing anything wrong to you. It is your sanskars that are allowing somebody to do that to you. So work on your sanskars. I strongly believe that we are not a victim of other people, we are a victim of our own sanskars. And I say this with 100% conviction. So if somebody is able to put pressure on you, force you, that means you have that sanskar to be forced, to be pressurized. And if you didn't have it, nobody could do that. So change that within yourself. And this whole path that we are, on is about changing our own sanskars. So build that, build that conviction, build that clarity, build that strength within yourself. Now, let me give you an example. There was this one lady very close to the place where we have a center. And this lady had an issue with the husband. And then there was the husband's uncle. And he said, yes, somebody who is like my son is not doing good to you. So I will help you come out of this relationship. And it was an abusive relationship, and the uncle helped her. And that, the uncle paid the expenses, there was the divorce, and then this lady came out of that abusive relationship. But then what happened? This lady did not have the mettle to go and fend for herself, and she did not think that she can lead a life on her own. And she said, let me stay with you. So the uncle allowed her to stay with him. And then this uncle did the same thing to the lady what the husband was doing. Why? Because it's your own personality that attracts this kind of behavior. It may sound rude and harsh, but this is true. So change yourself. If you want to change your circumstances, change yourself. Without that, it's not possible. So identify what is in you, what is that in you which makes the other person take advantage of it, and change that. Because if that doesn't change, the other person will take advantage of that. Okay, so this whole course and the journey we are on is about self-empowerment. And this self-empowerment will lead you to have a world where you have rights and privileges and freedom and everything. Okay, Om Shanti. Let's thank Shiv Baba for some time. As I sit still and quiet, I see the real me. I am God's child. I am not ordinary. I see my Baba, my sweet Father, who who has come to nourish me with knowledge and power. My Baba is raining knowledge on me, raining power on me. And as I soak in, the light of knowledge and the might of strength, I am becoming a very powerful soul. One that is unmoved by anything around. I am the one who is in charge of my life and destiny. I am the one in control of my thought, word, and act. As I draw strength from my Baba, I am becoming the Master Almighty. Just sit with these thoughts for some time.
तपते मन को मेरी आत्म तृप्ति मिली, बुझ रहे दीप को जैसे दीप्ति मिली। तपते मन को मेरे आत्म तृप्ति मिली, बुझ रहे दीप को जैसे दीप्ति मिली। जब पड़ी आपकी दृष्टि हम पर प्रभु, जब पड़ी आपकी दृष्टि हम पर प्रभु, जैसे जीवन मिला ज्योति जगती मिली, जैसे जीवन मिला ज्योति जगती मिली, जैसे जीवन मिला ज्योति जगती मिली। तपते मन को मेरे रात अंधियारी थी, राह भटकन भरी, नन्ही सी नाव थी वो भी टूटी हुई। पार करना गम को सुगम था नहीं, पतवार मेरी मुझसे छूटी हुई। पार सागर हुए, पार सागर हुए, पार सागर हुए, पार सागर हुए। ऐसी शक्ति मिली, बुझ रहे दीप को जैसे दीप्ति मिली, तपते मन को मेरे। तप का फल है मिला, प्रभु कृपा हो गई, छट गया है अंधियारा, नई सुबह हो गई। जन्मों के पुण्य मेरे आज उदय हो गए, जीवन की हर डगर उजियारी हो गई। ज्ञान चक्षु खुले, दिव्य दृष्टि मिले, ज्ञान चक्षु खुले, दिव्य दृष्टि मिले, बुझ रहे दीप को जैसे दीप्ति मिली, जब पड़ी आपकी दृष्टि हम पर प्रभु, जब पड़ी आपकी दृष्टि हम पर प्रभु, जैसे जीवन मिला, ज्योति जगती मिली, जैसे जीवन मिला, ज्योति जगती मिली, जैसे जीवन मिला, ज्योति जगती मिली, तपते मन को मेरे आत्म तृप्ति मिली, बुझ रहे दीप को जैसे दीप्ति मिली, तपते मन को मेरे आत्म